Hi Leos, how are you? Welcome to my channel. I know I've been MIA for a while. I've been moving. All right, let's go ahead and get started with your May Life and Love reading. I'm so glad to be back. All right, cards are flying out all over the place. I'm going to do the 10 card Celtic Cross. The light's a little funky. I'm still trying to get set up. I need to do this like that. This. So we've got the 10 of Cups crossed by the 10 of Wands. Okay. As usual, Leos, I think your hard work is very satisfying. You get a lot of gratification from your Page of Wands. The lights seriously messed up. I'm sorry. Page of Cups. And that is grounding. Okay. All right, let's do this. This is the last shuffle. Leos in May. Spirit Universe, what are the messages for Leos in May? Temperance has popped out as well for your past. You know, Leos, you've really been in your zone. You've really been in your zone lately. Like my Leo friends, I'm like, where are you? Okay, I'll pull all these 1 second. Bottom of the deck. 4 of Swords reversed. So with this being reversed, you're not resting your mind. You either need to or you don't need to. Okay, so that's for you to decide, but it is an indication that there is no rest taking place. You may really not need to be doing that at this time. I know you've been working very hard, so that is reversed. Okay, we talked about, I'm going to go through these really quick because I didn't do them when I was pulling it. So 10 of Cups crossed by the 10 of Wands. Grounding is the Page of Pentacles. I wonder if I can change this lighting at all. That does not do anything better. That's just too dark. Ah! I've usually been doing these in the day, so there's like side light coming in. Okay, so Page of Cups grounding. Lighting doesn't matter, it's the message. In your past, you have the Temperance. So I'll talk about this in a minute, but I know, Leos, in the past, this has kind of been a challenge to stay balanced, but I think you've kind of been going through that and learning along the way. Hey, like, I can freak out, but I have to keep myself in like a reality check through all of this. All right? Crowning your reading is the Wheel of Fortune upright. Awesomeness. And then in your future, we have the Knight of Cups. Initiation, invitation, engagements, warm messages, emotional messages coming towards you. Okay. How you feel about your person or the situation. Now remember, this is life or love. We could be talking about career here. But the 2 of Wands reversed. Okay, so there's not really maybe because there hasn't been a need to. There's not really analysis about your current situation taking place. Okay, we will talk about this. How others feel about you or in the situation. We are here with the final judgment. So it's kind of this last moment to make a decision, or it's going to come out of the blue and be extremely obvious. Hopes and fears that you will still have options. And then the final outcome, Leos, 9 of Swords. All right, let's get into this. Let's pull a couple from the bottom of the deck. Okay. 4 of Swords reversed. Either not needing to or choosing not to, even though the need is there. Rest your mind. I know you've been in workflow. I know you've been going 100 miles an hour with your life. There's been a lot of things happening. Okay, maybe disconnecting from friends a little bit, not intentionally. They're not offended. They get you, all right? But not resting your mind. Underneath that, the Nine of Cups reversed. And I think, Leos, you've been working so hard and going a mile, 100 miles a minute because you're trying to turn this card around. You're trying to get to a point where you can feel like you're not only that your wishes are coming true, but that you've earned them. You definitely deserve them. We also have the King of Cups. So again, when we talk about the Temperance card in your past, this does talk about emotional stability, intuition, okay, understanding the bigger picture and what you're doing, what they're doing, what's going on, what we are doing together. And this is interesting because you might not necessarily be dealing with a water sign. You could be, but if you're not, it doesn't really matter who you're dealing with, but this is somebody that is definitely in your corner because they understand that if you're working a lot and you need to rest your mind, they also know that they also can be a huge support system for you. So they can kind of let you do this for a while you get to the point where you have your Ace or a Nine of Cups upright. And then we have the Hermit. So you are going to be coming into a moment in May where you are really going to need to separate yourself, and they will let you separate yourself from the day-to-day grind because there's a lot going on. You're trying to build and you're kind of feeling like you're not hitting your marks, your own goals that you've set for yourself. And it's kind of frustrating for you. That's why the need for temperance is in your past, because there's always a need for balance, and you've been out of balance for a long time because you've just been working or fully focused on something specific and going a mile a minute, trying to attain these. And sometimes it just takes a little bit longer, and so you're like, I don't know, I need to celebrate. My wishes aren't coming true. They understand this. Light's a little better over here. So your people, your person, your partner, they understand this. They're going to let you do you. Okay, they're going to let you separate yourself for a minute. And you might be dealing with that right now. But in May, they're going to let you kind of go do your thing. I love that. Put those over here. Okay, grounding. Grounding your May, Leos. The Page of Cups. So there definitely is support. There definitely is support. There definitely is kind-hearted communication, light-hearted communication. Yeah, there we go. Kind-hearted communication, light-hearted communication, and somebody that has your back 100%. It's emotional, so they care. They're offering what they have to offer in a light-hearted way. There's not really any hurt feelings here, at least on their part, at least initially. So we've got grounding and then crowning, the Wheel of Fortune. So all this, Leos, that you were working towards, okay, it was reversed, remember? All this that you're wanting, it's turning in your favor. You might need to separate yourself. You might need to settle down a little bit. They might need to let you go figure stuff out. But I think you're kind of moving in that direction, and you definitely have this amazing support system. And then here they come again, right? The Knight of Cups. More offerings. Here's even they're talking about helping you. They're showing their emotional support. They're understanding all that you're dealing with and all you're going through and how hard you're pushing yourself. But here, they're actually offering assistance. How can I come to help you? Or I want to do this with you. You want to talk about a support system, they're in your corner, whether you feel like it or not. So be careful with that, because if there's separation of communication, they might let you do this and you're kind of like, hey, I don't want you to let me do this. Why are you just letting me go be by myself? Okay, they are in your corner 100%. And then, okay, if you're not in a partnership or if you're looking, there definitely could be a water sign. coming into the picture in May, and they're going to make it very obvious because this is initiation, this is communication, warm-hearted communication, and not only do we have the action of like initiating something, but you're talking about it already with them. Okay? Water signs everywhere for you right now. Now, Leos. You've got the Two of Wands here. How you feel about the situation. When the Two of Wands is upright, this is self-reflection. Where have I been? What have I been doing? What brought me here? Which is a good place. Because if you notice, he's standing high up on the mountaintop in his big, luxurious house, dressed to the nines, overlooking, the scenery, the bay, the emotional place he's in, he or she. And then, yes, the world's in his hands, but also holding on to all of the hope and all of the positive outlook on the future. But there is a little bit of loneliness in this card because he's kind of, if you realize he's standing here alone and he's done himself very well, but he also wants to possibly make some adjustments. That's why he's forward looking. The world is at his fingertips. Forward looking. What brought me here? Where do I want to go from here? So when this is reversed, you may be going. You may be trying to get to this place where you feel all your wishes are coming true, Leos, and you feel like you've earned all this stuff and you can be gluttonous and go and party. All right? But what's the real purpose for that? What are you really trying to obtain? Where are you really trying to go when you're trying to get here all the time? There's nothing wrong with any of this. But think a little bit, I think the message this month for you is, one, you've got support. And two, think a little farther in the future. Okay. Think a little bit farther into the future. Think a little bit far, more into the past. What brought me here? What am I trying to do here? It's not just I'm trying to earn X amount of money or get X amount of clients. Like, those are very well-founded goals, but why? This is kind of like a find your why month. Find your why. Where are you going from here? And why are you going there from here? And then we've got the Judgment card. This is how you, so you might be feeling a little lost this month, a little disconnected. How they feel about it is the Judgment card. So they're needing some sort of solid resolution from you either way. This isn't like make up or break up. This is, because we know they're in your corner. We know they're approaching you. We know they're supportive. We know that they want to be here with you, for you, assisting you. We know that. But they also might need to know your why. And they also might need to know if part of your why includes them. And whether you want it to be some sort of kind of final decision, or whether you want enough time to pass where you can do enough work and get to this certain point before you have this discussion, they're going to kind of come to this conclusion on their own. And this doesn't necessarily mean a bad thing. All right, the final judgment, but they are needing some sort of solid resolution from you this month. Or at least they're wondering about it. And they may start asking about it. That's why it might feel like it's coming out of nowhere. But sometimes they need to know. Where do I stand? Where do we stand? Okay? Are you into me? Are we going to do this thing or what? Okay, in a work situation, I see you working so hard. You're doing so well. I'm really proud of you. Are you trying to get a promotion? What's your timeline? Can I assist you in that? What do you need from me? Like, they're going to want some sort of discussion from you and some solid stuff from you regarding that. Hopes and fears, Leo. Okay. This is you not being ready to have this conversation. You still want things to be up in the air. You still want those options. You're juggling them, you're handling them well, but you're not really ready to fully decide yet. Okay? You're not really ready to figure out what your why is and where exactly it is you want to go. So this is a hope that you can continue this pattern, this methodology of having things up in the air a little bit for a minute longer. I got to figure some stuff out. Okay, I'm not where I want to be just yet. I'll settle down when I'm ready. I'll settle down when I'm ready. But this is also a fear because you know you don't want to do this forever. And it's also a fear because it's taxing. And with this in the background, all right, this becomes more prominently in the forefront, steps into the forefront as a fear. They're going to make me make a decision. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. Okay? And then that becomes extremely daunting to you. Very daunting. This doesn't necessarily mean like complete anxiety and utter depression and in this dark space. Because I think relatively speaking, this is a pretty light month. I think you're working hard, you're doing well, trying to get to a certain place, maybe needing to firm that up within yourself a little bit more about why and what and where. But this pressure, this is a month of pressure, and it might kind of come out of nowhere. Kind of forcing you to do this stresses you. Stresses you. All right, I'm going to pull some oracle card very quickly from the Angelarium Oracle deck, and then we're going to get into the extended that links below if you're interested. Spirit and universe, what are the most important highest level messages and guidance that Leo needs this month as they try to sort all of this out, because they have a lot going on right now. Messages for Leos. Messages for Leos. Here we go. Simikiel, Angel of Vengeance. I really actually like this card. It sounds scary, but it's actually, I mean, it can be, but it has a very good message. Angel of Vengeance. When the time comes, we call its name. It is ever the instinct in our throat when we seek retribution. We choke on it even as we languish in every syllable. But those who call on Simikiel without cause will have harm fall back upon them threefold. It is the way of Simikiel's sword, cutting in both directions. While we will gird our fragile hearts against being hurt, pain will make its attempts on us in any means necessary. It is in our soul to survive at all costs, even if it means violence. Try to resist the urges of your barbed heart. Simikiel knows not forgiveness. So you have to be, Leos, this month, very careful and really understand, okay? Really, really understand this. There is love and support and willingness all around you this month. They want nothing more than to see you succeed, and they would love to be a part of it. And they are going to be in a place where they really start wondering if they are, if they're valued, and it's going to really start bothering them if you stay here. Now, I don't think you're going to, Leos, because the overall card, your overall card in the reading is the Wheel of Fortune, right? So things are turning in your favor. All this that you've been working towards, okay, tirelessly, it's going to start turning around. But don't forget the reason why you started, and don't discount where you're trying to get to. And at the very least, you need to define it if you haven't, which doesn't really sound like you. So maybe there's a little bit of fear here because someone needs something so stable. And yeah, I mean, we definitely know that there's definitely fear about making this decision or solidifying this. Definitely there is. Okay. And if you also look, okay, your first cards, all right, 10 of Cups, like life is really good right now. You're on your way. You're definitely working for it, but you're on your way. But look here too, he's carrying all this burden alone. But Leos, why would you want to carry all this burden alone when you've got a whole entire support system for you? Okay, this is awesome. All right, let me put these back. We're going to pull some clarifiers in the extended. That link's below. If not, I love you. I will see you later. Bye, Leos.